Ways we get back to practice, just try to resume our normal schedule as quick as we can, and just try to get back, get back to what we're doing as quick as we can.
I know most of Sunday/Monday was spent traveling on the plane. Did you do something different Monday without giving away secrets? I mean,
no, we got back and did our normal stuff, rested a little bit, but fortunately being a holiday allowed them to get a little bit of rest. But you see, there's always stuff, but we don't even have our pads yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. We were supposed to be in pads today, but there's some shipping issues. But we got to press forward. Memphis doesn't care.
Right.
And they don't care we traveled all that way. They don't care that we got whooped. They don't care we have our pads. They're coming to pummel us on Saturday. We just got to find a way to get ready.
I know you spend a lot of time on the defensive side. Do you feel like you just need to give some special attention over there this week?
We got good coaches over there. They know what they're doing. We're just trying to see, what we can do to improve. We definitely got to improve, but and our players know that, and our coaches know that. We got to get better. Well, we got to get it better everywhere, but obviously we definitely can't give up 50 points. To be in games in our league, it's going to be hard to win games giving up 50 points.
Do you just, upon looking at the film, do you think it was all schematic, or do you think that maybe there was some effort things, or perhaps mistakes in terms of assignments, etc., or was it all of the above?
There's all of the above.
Right.
There's always that. There's always missed assignments. If we get them off the field on some fourth downs, we had some busts on certain things. We had a chance to pick the ball off, and we're only down at that point. We picked the ball off at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We're still in the game. We're down 10. The next play, 2 plays later they score. The next play they scored, go up by 17. Obviously the block punt, was a killer, instead of being down 3. So we had our opportunities, and we had opportunities to get them off on 3rd and 4th down. And if you do that, and not getting people off on 4th down is like a turnover.
Right.
And so, those are 21 points right there.
Right.
That we got a chance to get them off the field, and we had a 3rd and 11 that we should have, 3rd and 11, we had a shot to get them off the field. And they went for some 4th and shorts, but they're not going to go for 4th and 11 from the middle of the field. So those are some critical plays that we didn't find a way to capitalize on.
Is it too early to talk about the personnel changes? Do you think guys need to give another chance?
Yeah, we just got to coach better, and starting with me, and find a way to improve that way. But yeah, it's one game.
Right. With regard to kickoffs, I noticed you did the fair catch quite a bit. What's your philosophy, and has your philosophy changed after the first? Do you think that as maybe you get later in a game, do you need to start returning them, or do you feel like, what was your thought?
We probably will start returning more. We want to see kind of what people are doing. I think Hawaii averaged like the 24 or 23 yard line.
It's not much difference.
We got to 25 without even returning, but we'll probably go back to returning. We weren't sure.
Right.
So we erred on the side of caution. We had a ton of people that catch balls, aren't necessarily blocker type guys, so it wasn't conducive for returning the ball. But we'll probably have a hands type of team that will be more apt to return the ball. Catch the ball.
Right.
And we'll also probably have a return team more apt to return it.
Right. One of the bright spots that I'm talking to Nelson Smith, he came in and gave you a spark. He busted that long run. He had another real nice run. What did you see out of Nelson? Were you pleased with what he gave you?
Very pleased, but he did what we had seen in practice. So we were encouraged by his strength and his quick burst. Probably as quick a guy that we've had through the mesh here at the academy. Very explosive. So really happy for him, and he's just beginning to reach his potential. The sky's the limit for that kid.
Mark, how did it feel to come out and contribute? It's really the first kind of extended action you saw.
It felt pretty good. I just tried to get out there and do my job, do what I did all practice, really.
At Parkview Baptist, where you went to high school, what kind of offense were you in, and what kind of role were you, like a typical I formation tailback?
We ran a triple option, so I was a fullback in high school as well.
So similar to this?
Almost exactly like it, a little bit more complicated here.
Okay. So how much adjustment was there to playing fullback in the Navy system? Because obviously a lot of guys who come here and weren't fullbacks, they talk about starting so close to the line of scrimmage and the mesh and all that, but was that something you were already fairly comfortable with?
Yeah, a lot of the fundamental things I was already pretty comfortable with. It was more of getting like the plays down that was a little bit harder, because it was a little bit more complicated here.
Right. Last year you got a little taste of action. I know you played mostly on special teams. Number one, can playing on special teams help you as a fullback when it comes time to play fullback, just being in the game and understanding the speed of the game? Do you feel that helped?
Absolutely. I think like being on special teams gives you a chance to like get in the room and actually learn the plays, and like you're with the starting guys, so like you get to listen to them and see kind of like what's going on in a closer point of view.
I think you got maybe 7, 8 carries last year, in that range. It was single digits. Did that alone, even though it's a very small sample size, help you as far as coming into this year and having a little bit understanding of going into the hole and finding? I know they talk about how hard it is to use your eyes and find the hole when you're hitting it so fast from the mesh.
Yeah, definitely. Last year definitely like helped me out this year because just kind of getting a feel for it in a full speed game definitely helps, especially with vision, because they say I hit it fast, but like seeing it, like when you get so close to the line, like seeing the cuts and knowing the defense really helps a lot, especially on the next level.
So how do you think you're an improved fullback this year? If you had to look back at yourself this time last year, how do you feel you're improved?
I think I know the plays a lot better, and I know the defense is a little bit better, so it helps me get the reads quicker and hit the hole faster.
Last but not least, what led you to the Naval Academy? How did you end up here?
Well, really, the Naval Academy was my only opportunity to play football on the next level, and obviously the academics was very important to me, and the career afterwards was really the big turn, I guess, breaker to finish my decision to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Because a guaranteed job opportunity afterwards is very important to me, because a lot of people don't get a job after 5 years.
So if this hadn't happened, where do you think you would have ended up?
I might have tried to walk on somewhere in Louisiana, maybe like UL or Tech or some school like that.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about Nelson Smith, because I know we've been talking about him and having ability, and finally we saw it. He came out there and really did a good job, broke that 40-yard run, and then followed with another long run. What did you think of Nelson in that opener?
Yeah, I mean, he got an opportunity, and his preparation paid off, and he was able to be successful when he was in there. So, I mean, hopefully we can continue to build on it. I mean, I don't think anybody was surprised by it. I think we were all eagerly anticipating him to be able to show some of those things that we've seen on the practice field, finally carried over to the game field. And, you know, he's getting his opportunity to play a lot now, so hopefully he makes the most of it.
Well, last year I think you had some good things to say about Nelson. I thought we might see him a little bit more, and I thought maybe when he got a chance early he didn't really do anything, and he kind of fell down the depth. I don't know. What happened with him last year? It just, his role was not as big as I thought it might be.
Well, I mean, you got to look at we graduated 2 seniors that were starting ahead of him. Gargiulo was ahead of him. I mean, there were some guys that had been in the program and established themselves and had earned opportunities to play earlier, and they made the most of those. And so it was just a numbers game, and it's hard to get 3 to 4 to 5
right, there's not enough
into
game
the
reps. Yeah.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, he played a ton for us on special teams, and I think that's helped prepare him to have a good sophomore year here this season.
Well, I was asking him about that. How does playing special teams help you as a fullback? Because it's totally different, but I'm guessing just being in the game, being part of the whole mix, makes you more confident? I don't know.
Well, sure. I mean, you got to get used to the speed of the game first. I mean, you're going from a high school level or even a prep school level to now you're playing Division 1A football. I mean, it's a pretty big jump athletically. You know, being able to play on special teams. I mean, he played great on kickoff coverage. You got to play as fast as you can possibly play to play on kickoff coverage. He played on kickoff return. You know, he was a backup on punt return last year. So he got a lot of valuable reps in practice, and then he got to actually do things in the game and was making plays that had an impact on the outcome. So at the end of the day, he got caught up to the speed, and then this year he was able to take those experiences and then translate them to playing fullback for us. And, you know, we got to see what he could do on Saturday.
How's he a better fullback now than maybe this time last year? What has changed?
I think mentally he's got a way better grasp of what we're asking him to do. He's got 365 days of experience.
Right.
You know, getting, even if they're not physical reps, mental reps, getting in the classroom, watching tape, learning from the older guys. I mean, he had to learn from Chris High and Josh Walker and Anthony Gargiulo last year. Now he's still getting to learn from Anthony, and now he's getting to learn from his own experience. So the sky's the limit for him. I think he can continue to grow. He's going to have an expanded role in the offense.
I've been hearing about it from last year, and Niumatalolo just said it again. He hits the hole as fast as anybody you've ever had. Number one, how do you measure that? And B, why is that important? Because I thought sometimes you need to be able to be patient to see. I mean, if you hit it too quick, you're just running into somebody.
Sure. I mean, and I think we saw that. You know, he hit it so hard and fast last year. he did run into the back of people during practice a lot, and then he's learned that little bit of patience that he needs. I think the play that he broke, the 40-yard run on Saturday, was a really good example where, he was patient at the beginning, and then when the crease was there, he was able to step on the gas and really hit it
and show that's
and he came out of it, and the things worked out, and there was a nice crease there, and he was able to get through the second level and into the third level of the defense. But he showed good patience. The first play that he got the ball, he didn't show that patience, and he ends up tripping over somebody's feet.
Right.
So it was just a good example within the game of him kind of learning from that first experience and then translating it to the second one, being more patient, taking his time, trusting what we're trying to teach him on that play, and then doing it on the field.
But when harnessed properly, that explosiveness, acceleration it's
huge.
Valuable.
I think anybody, going from 0 to 10 yards as quick as he does is really critical in what we're doing offensively, especially on our traditional triple option stuff where you want to clear the quarterback as quick as possible, let Malcolm make decisions and get off the mesh and get it to the second and third phases.
So he just was telling me he really had very little officers coming out of offers. Good God.
Yeah.
Coming out of high school.
Sure.
He said he might have had to walk on 1AA.
Right.
What did you all see in this kid that made you think he could be a fullback for Navy?
Well, I think he had really good tape in high school that applied directly to what we do.
Because he was in that system.
Exactly. Him and Reggie Hayes were in the same system together. I think that kind of opened the door. We recruited a kid from his high school, and then it was like, oh, hey, take a look at Nelson. Let me know what you think. And before you know it, it was like, oh, we got a need at this position. The kid's got experience doing it, and it's worked out really well for both of us. I think he's going to get a world-class degree, and we're going to get an opportunity to play with a really good fullback.
What would be your assessment?
I mean, we didn't play well. We did some good things, but on a game like that, offensively, we have a standard that we hold ourselves to get off to a fast start and to keep things going. It took us too long to get going against a team like that. Regardless of how our defense is playing, our mindset on offense is always to score points when we have the football. It has nothing to do with anything else. Mm-hmm. And we didn't get it done. Got started way too late. The kids did fight hard. That was something good to see, but came too little too late.
What do you feel happened on the first three possessions? One first down, I mean, it was just one of those things where it wasn't clicking, or what did it take time for Malcolm to figure out what the defense was doing? What would be yours?
A combination of everything, a missed assignment here, a bad play call there. So it's just a matter of, again, just trying to find the rhythm. And again, it took me a while to get it going as well. So, I mean, the way I look at it all the time, we're not doing well on offense. It all comes back to myself. So look at me first and foremost. I need to be more dialed in and to continue to get better as the game goes along. But the key to it starting off strong, and I didn't do it.
That kid I just interviewed kind of jump-started you on the drive that you first scored on. He breaks that 40-yard run, and from then on, is that what it sometimes just takes is one nice big play to help get the offense going?
Things weren't going good. Again, we didn't score at all in the first quarter. But again, it took a big long run, then one to follow that to get us in the end zone, and we finally got things rolling. Again, it's just all about finding the spark.
Yeah.
And Nelson gave us that spark, and we finally got it going. But again, we were too far behind to make it up.
How would you grade Malcolm? Obviously, he had that beautiful big run they broke, which we know that's what he's capable of doing. But other than that run, he took some losses. I don't know if you've got to talk to him about not taking the losses, but how would you grade Malcolm?
Again, he did some good things, and the losses, the sacks. I mean, that was a play call. We ran the wrong protection,
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it, and again, just didn't, put our kids in the best position to be successful. It just wasn't a good play call. The protection was a little flawed for a certain look. It wasn't a max protection look that we should have been in, and he got pressure. And that was a big play for us because again, if we score on that drive now, it's 35-38.
Right.
So it was definitely changed the game for us. Then gave them the ball back and they scored. But when you look at it, I just have to do a better job and again not put our kids in that position. And I didn't do a good job of it.
Zach and Garrett did exactly what you would expect of them in their specific roles. They excelled, I thought.
Coach Ingram said this morning in the meeting, says it's the first time where you see three quarterbacks, in their roles, do a good job. Again, Malcolm has some things here and there, but I mean he did some good things as well. But Garrett came in and did what he's supposed to do in a woman's situation, throwing the football for us, mixing some run in, and Zach came in short yardage, and he converted everyone and got the ball in the end zone. So again, hopefully as the season goes on, we'll continue to be consistent in that department. with Malcolm, just playing more. I think he was more relaxed last year in his first game against SMU than he was last week.
Right.
But again, it's
been a whole year of pressure
of being a quarterback, you know. But on the headphones, he was relaxed. He knew what was going on. He could see everything, you know. So again, just a matter of playing more and getting the feel for it. But the key to it is get off to quick starts.